Welcome back to the Atlantic Youth Touch Cup 2025, coming to you live here in the mixed 18s division from the university campus in Limerick. We have South Africa taking on Scotland in what should be a hotly contested matchup. Are you looking forward to this match?
I am. When we were just having a browse through the previous results there, it seems like it's going to be a game that is going to be well contested. So lovely way to end of the day, seeing these two sides go head to head. I am hoping to see some exciting touch.
Yeah, delighted to have Kelsey McGrath alongside me, Liam Grant here on the call. And of course we have the blue on blue action as it's been all day here on field one. It's just the in colour right now. It's the 2025 summer season. Blue on blue. Don't know if either of these nations happen to have an away kit. Would be nice.
Yeah, I'd say this, I don't know, this is an uncharacteristic colour from South Africa here for their kit. So I'm assuming this is their away kit, but we've not seen them in any other colours today, so I might be mistaken on that. Usually they're in that characteristic green springbok or touchbok kind of kit. Starting to get some good momentum there. Little bit of a delay on getting the players onto the pitch there. Just absorbing a touch that maybe they didn't need to. And Scotland's pushing up into the defence there. They're going to have to do something big on this. And ball's gone to ground.
And a jittery start for both sides here as Scotland look to work it up its near side, looking to box and throwing it up into space in good hands from Michael Sheriff. One of the standouts on this Scotland side. Some good stutter steps, but not gaining much yardage there. The three lads working in the middle here for Scotland.
Got a good position here. Two middles are working hard together. We've just gotten a pick up and go a wrong way. Girls have done well to defend the space there, and she's caught that dummy half after that pick up. Looking for the position for the mark from the ref there. Has taken an incorrect turnover. It should have been a roll, and he's tapped the ball there. They were lucky to get away with that from the ref. Ref just educating them on what to be doing there. Got some good momentum going forward.
Yeah, now good momentum, getting the subs in. Fast pass here from South Africa, but good hands, and goes for the reverse, but not on the same page.
Yeah, they had to try something there. They didn't have any more touches on that attack. So it wasn't bad to see some creativity, but as you say, got to link up a little bit more on that.
And South Africa coming this game have yet to get a win, so going to really attack this one. Had a draw against Lebanon early on. I think that was Scotland's only win. So both of these teams kind of in the same place in the round robin table. So should be a hotly contested matchup. And yeah, South Africa would love to get their first win of the tournament.
Yeah, it's always good, especially this time in the day. Anything can happen in this. I don't know, will we call it witching hour? Like these kind of late hours in the day, we do see kind of unexpected results. So I think it's either teams for the taking. Just got to show who wants it more. A little bit of confusion on the boxing there. Lots of kind of technical errors with over the marks. Need to really be trying to clean those up. They've got a good position here, and they've got lovely, they've got a lot of touches. Just getting the single middle up there, the single defensive mid. They need to try and work both those mids. There we go, they've got them now.
And trying to draw out the defense.
They've gone with that X scoop again. But they're diving on the onside defender, so they're not going to be lucky this time with that. It's fifth and last. Let's see what they can do with this. Will they go just ball through the hands? Static start. Might work out for them, but they're man on, and good defense from Scotland there. It's just a ball down. Ball's gone to ground. Lovely intensity with a nice quick roll ball. And Scotland's getting some good momentum working towards their box there. That's looking a lot more efficient from them. Lovely to see from this side. They're going for the latch, and they've gone and done that on the link. This is touch 5 coming here. What will they go for? Will they go for the scoop?
Playing with intent now. They've done well to work it up, and a handing error from Sheriff, uncharacteristic of the big man, and uncharacteristic error from South Africa this time, gifting Scotland prime field position. Let's see what we can do now.
They're going just with a quickie short. They did have the wing out there. Would be lovely to see that pass going through the hands to the wing there, but it's only the first touch, so not a bad idea just to hold that. Use this for a little bit of a sequence, bit of an education of that defense there. They're going with the same thing again. They've gone quickie with a dive onto the opposite shoulder, and they get the try from that.
And Michael Sheriff, the gunslinger, gets a try for Scotland, the opening one of the game. First blood to them. And now we see the upside down visor from South Africa.
Characteristic uniform addition.
I suppose South Africa are in the southern hemisphere, so that's the right way around down there, isn't it?
I don't know if we can say that now. Lovely to see this response from South Africa here, working that momentum, getting that ML set up into there, and that's really worked out well for them. That response is exactly what we would want to see from them, and that's exactly kind of the expectation that we would have, is that score and the reply that we're seeing there.
And that is number 10, Macaulay Costas Aspris. You have to correct my Afrikaans there. If we're seeing not the easiest jerseys to pick out, the South African Baby Blues. But Scotland,
they've gone man on here. The defensive positioning from South Africa doesn't look bad. It's fifth and last here, so let's see, can we get some line speed from South Africa? Can they move as a unit, or are Scotland going to be able to get the ball away? We've tried some footwork there, but unfortunately nothing to come of that. South Africa have got the ball right over. They're going to have to work hard to get to the box. Not a bad idea to take a strike up the middle, and they're getting that ball on the outside. They're winning those extra yards. That wing's working really hard to get into the half there.
Yeah, great half play from the wing, and looking to gain some forward momentum here. But Scotland up early and get those touches.
Yeah, and that's fifth for them. So if he can beat the player on the outside here, and they're out of space.
Some Wild West throws there from South Africa, but had to give it a go.
I think that's a testament to Scotland's good defence there. You could see that the defenders were set early, and as soon as the hands were on that ball, they were pushing up from there. So we were getting a lovely kind of first wave, second wave kind of defensive pattern from them.
Shona White pinning the ears back, trying to take off around the corner, but can't get there. But it's always good to sprint towards that near sideline. You can sub straight away, bring on some fresh legs, empty the tank before you do so. Finlay Scarisbrick, an unforced error.
I think that's just 6 up there for them. Couple of overruns of the mark there, which always breaks momentum, slows everything down a bit. Oh, we're lucky to keep that ball.
Yeah, climbing the ladder there and keeping it alive. It's a good vertical jump. We want to keep an easier pass though. Good field position now, South Africa, jinking and jiving. See them trying to orchestrate the play here.
They get bringing that other middle up. That looks lovely. That's shaping out well, and we're going to see a lovely dive. I think the ref is going to give it. That defender had to do a lot to work on side there. It doesn't look like that. He's made the onside. Lovely try, well worked from South Africa there.
He said good.
He's got that middle up. We've got that quickie, and a characteristic quickie from the South Africans. Lovely dive on that, nice and low in there. Fabulous finish.
I think that might have been Bryce Graff getting it done, and as he said, the mids working really well together and attacking the line with that quick play. And South Africa in the lead now. As I said, haven't won a game yet, South Africa, so with 8 minutes gone and in the lead, this is a big moment for them. An amazing touch, diving from behind. Almost like a rugby union ankle tap there.
I think when you get rounded like that, you've got to turn and burn. You've got to do your bit. You can't let those get away, otherwise they're going to have that numbers mismatch. That's fifth and last. Are Scotland going to be able to do anything? Lovely defensive position from that link. Moving forward off the line really well, getting that ball for a quick turnover and driving up the centre of the pitch. They're going directly over to the box there. Lovely through the hands all the way to the wing. Just needs to get a bit of control there. That's lovely. Oh, spoke too soon about that commentator's curse, I suppose.
Yeah, you can see them trying to increase the tempo, but unable to get clean possession there. Give Scotland a nice platform to build on. 2 touches already. South Africa not afraid to send up some defenders.
Scotland just seems to be absorbing the touches there. They're trying to get it wide. South African defenders did well to hold up there, put a bit of pressure onto the defence, and that's given an unforced error. We've got one defender up, single shooter, always a dangerous position to be in, but South Africa haven't capitalised on that. Seem to have a player down there. I wonder if we're going to get a stop and play for this. It's the time of the day where we will start to see lots of cramps, and hopefully that's just what it is. Didn't see what happened in the incident there. Seems to be up easy enough.
Yeah, looks like an injury called for Scotland, and they're going to bring in a sub. Looks to be okay, walking off of their own accord. Gives South Africa time to talk about what they want to do with the possession here.
And they're straight back into it now. Looks like they're still moving towards that box. I wonder, will they box on this set? Oh, they won't get the opportunity to.
Is that a forward pass? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't think that was. I wonder if that was jumping. I didn't actually see the signal from the ref. I was watching what Scotland were going to get up to there. I wonder if it could have been jumping with hips not square. I didn't actually see what happened there.
That's not going to work out for Scotland, and South Africa have a long way to go here. Could be a good opportunity to box as they're on that far sideline. And
lovely intensity working around the outside of the girls. They're looking for that inside outside. Just trying to get those last couple of extra meters, and that ball just going a little bit loose. Wrap is coming on a little bit wide from the rack there. Hopefully they can tighten that up a bit, because holding that momentum into the 4th and 5th touch is exactly what you need platform wise to be able to actually score off that. South Africa trying to turn it on quickly and increase the intensity with the defense, sending up those 2 defenders at the one time. Nice rapid defensive pattern there. Scotland looking a bit static as a result of this, not getting the players on around the outside. This is 5th coming now. We're going to see a scoop type of play of sorts. They're going to have to go through the hands. Will they get the number overlap? And that pass just goes over the top a little bit. Kind of ran out of space a little bit there. But good to see them still trying to use that last touch.
Yeah, valiant effort there in the final possession for Scotland. You got to give it a go in those situations. And low scoring games so far, but I think it's been good defenses at time. Good tempo here from South Africa as they drive up the far sideline, looking to get that latch play. And
yeah, it's hips not square again from the ref there. They seem to be pinging them quite a bit on that. South Africa really needs to work hard to get those shoulders and hips facing towards the try line there. If you're jumping facing towards your box, that's no good, and the ref seems to be pinging them quite a bit on that.
Yeah, it's the adjustment they're going to have to make. South Africa, you appreciate they're trying to get that high tempo, but leading to some infractions here.
Scotland have got a great platform now. What will they end up doing? They're going with a 32 platform for a setup. And that try is going to be good. I think maybe from the defenders there, maybe just didn't realize position on the pitch. They seem to be rolling back over the line there.
Fantastic stuff from Scotland to level up the game. And Sebastian Pace getting over the line. You can see what it means to him. Really, really tight game here. And South Africa off to the races now. And again, like that tempo, we just need to make sure they keep their hips square.
Lovely ML setup all day. We've got that lovely step. Brilliant setup. Pace on that setup. When we got that step from the one foot onto the other foot, defender was caught flat-footed, and there wasn't a thing you could do about that now.
And like a hot knife through butter. Caught on the hop here. What a step from South Africa. The hot stepper getting it done. Sold the Scottish defender. And South Africa back in the lead here.
Lovely to see this kind of game of replies where we've got one team scoring and then another team coming back. It keeps it so exciting for everybody that's watching. So that was a lovely setup there. The half seemed to overrun it. I don't know whether it was the dummy half who was actually late. They've got a different setup. They've got the girl into the short line runner now, which worked a bit better, but she wasn't actually able to finish that there.
Yeah, Shauna White, one of the talismanic leaders of the Scotland side, can't get over the line this time. And this is where South Africa need to stay disciplined. Slow to bring in the subs, but trying to open up the legs there. Scotland missing the touch.
They've done well. Oh dear. Just as I was about to say, they've done well to actually regain the ground that they almost lost there. Scotland have done well to get to the box. They just need to stay a little bit closer to the box while they get those fresh legs on. Going with the over exaggerated dummy. Always gotta love one of those. They're looking for a strike play now. He's overrun that touch, and I think this could be fifth and last. It's going to be very difficult to do. Oh, my touch count wasn't great. That's going to see the turnover. That was fifth and last there.
So South Africa just need to stay disciplined in these early few touches. At times they've given Scotland good field position, and
they're really struggling to get the numbers on there, and Scotland is capitalizing on this front defensively. They're sending that single wing defender up, and then they're just pushing up one of the mids also. Oh, will the South African player be able to get through then, or definitely not?
So you can see when they get into the Scotland half, they're definitely potent and able to score. Just need to stay disciplined and get the fundamentals right here.
They're working hard to get those middles up. They're going to strike on the middle there. They've gone wrong way. It's definitely on. Oh, I don't know, was that the right option? Would they rather have picked out the wing? You could see the defensive wing had pushed right in there. I don't even know whether you could see the attacking wing in the frame, which is always a good option from a scoring perspective. Hopefully they'll be able to do that at the next set at the line.
Yeah, I don't think both teams may be underutilizing their wing play. Afraid to send that ball out wide, just working through the mids and links quite a lot.
The wings are what you need, especially in this mixed setup, especially at this kind of level. You can't afford not to be using the wings. In a tight game like this, the team that can utilize the wings the best is the team that's going to see a positive result at the end of the day, unless one team kind of loses momentum or loses speed in the second half. The team that utilizes those wings better is going to come out on top. Let's see if we can see a slightly better boxing pattern from South Africa here. They worked super hard to get off the pitch, but they're just struggling to get the new numbers on. So they've got the two off already, and the delay is actually coming from the box there now, and it's making that wing's job really, really hard. They're very fortunate there that the Scottish players weren't on side, and the ref's given them a penalty over there.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to watch lots of nations in terms of their boxing skills. England up there is one of the best. France, I thought, were sensational, particularly in the mixed 15s, and do so flawlessly. And something South Africa have been struggling with all game. And look, they're in the lead because once they get to the try zone, they're very potent, very good at finishing. But it's those fundamentals in the build-up play that's been costing them.
Yeah, and it'd be lovely to see them clean that up in the second half of the game. Hopefully that half-time sees some form of team talk or something like that to improve that. Lovely defensive position from the South African link there. That was lovely play from her.
Now looking to work up that far side again.
They're getting those extra yards, which is good. They're working that footwork, working to the outside shoulder, which is nice to see. Hopefully they'll go touch first. They are doing that, but the disadvantage of that is they've lost momentum now, which might not be a bad thing because they were struggling to get out of that box. Hopefully they've got all six on now, and they can go straight into a latch and then a strike play. They're quite far out still, so they've got a lot of work to do here. This is touch 5 coming, if I'm not mistaken.
Good shimmy step from South Africa. Can he go all the way?
Oh, no.
Looks like touch is called.
The ref's quite certain about that. Scottish players called the touch back there. Now, he has been doing some fancy footwork, so it's good to see.
Yeah, you and Robert Ivor showing off the skills there.
That's fifth and last.
Claiming kind of a heavy touch to the neck there is maybe what the South Africa player is calling for, changing the direction of play. Brilliant defense from Scotland.
Nice and decisive from that wing there. She's just getting it, from that link there. She's just getting it and saying, that's mine, thank you, I'll take that. And shutting down any possibility of attack from South Africa whatsoever.
Yeah, well done, Ciara Lessels. But now it's Scotland driving forward.
Lovely acceleration into the jump there, that ML setup, and a lovely dive through that link again, just rolling back behind the line in a good defensive position, but just not pushing up off the line. Scotland capitalizing on that. Lovely setup, lovely acceleration into that strike there, and that's what really made that potent.
Finlay Williamson with the buzzer beater just before half. I think that ties it up at 3-3. Brilliant play from Scotland. Both teams neck and neck here at half. We're going to take a quick break here, folks, but don't go anywhere. I'll be back with some second half action coming up. Welcome back to the Atlantic Youth Touch Cup 2025 final round action here in the mixed 18s division. It's all tied up between Scotland and South Africa. Fantastic game in our hands. South Africa looking to strike fast, but good touch from the Scottish defence.
That was lovely cover from the Scottish defence there. Stepping in, it was very insightful to step in like that, because I think he had that link well beat actually. He's going for a little step, doing what he can with the last touch, working around the outside there, seeing if they can get the numbers overlap. Ball to the outside, they're coming back in. Scotland's done really well to push up there and pressure them to turn that ball over on the 6th touch there.
Yeah, good defensive stand from South Africa. I should have said Scotland, it's been a collision of heads there, I think. Unintentional from both players, just colliding with each other. Does happen on occasion. I think referees just want to make sure everyone's okay. And you definitely don't want any collisions of heads here.
Taking this awful seriously, as they should. Concussions or suspected concussions are a very serious thing, and we're taking them more seriously in the touch rugby world now, which is brilliant. I see the medical car. Is that the medical car in the background there? I can't see it behind the banner. Anyway, everybody looks all right, which is the main thing. Great job by the referees, just double checking everybody's welfare, making sure that there wasn't any potential head injury there. Really important even in these non-contact kinds of sport to ensure that nothing goes wrong, and that player welfare is the most important. Oh, we need to get the pass gone here. Oh, there was no need to force it through the hands. Unfortunately, ball's gone to ground. South Africa were lucky to get away with that one. It's a really lovely change of direction in the midfield from the Scottish attacker there.
Just couldn't connect through the hands. Lucy Gribben playing on the wing for Scotland, trying to recover here. Opening up the legs is South Africa. Great recovery defense, but a good shimmy. And now all of Scotland are back there. Good recovery defense from Michael Sheriff. But South Africa got a lot of yardage out of that play.
And this is the trio that we've seen together before. They've been quite potent on the line. What will they do now? They're just going to go for a quickie short, taking that player short, stepping to the other side. The ref's going to give it. He said ball down first. He's checking his sidelines, and they're giving it. Those three, when they're together, are a very, very dangerous kind of attack. They love that quickie play. They dive straight in at the line there, and they seem to be getting it right time after time.
As Cindy Lopper did say, time after time, and another great goal for South Africa, and that is Jodie Wayne Copeland. That was a tight window to squeeze through.
Yeah, I think that Scottish 15 was unlucky not to get the touch there, because he was onside moving forward off the line. But the 14 was falling back behind the line, and I think that's what the referee saw first. Great insight by that South African 10 to dive at the feet of that 14 there. Lovely change of direction, small subtle step. It's all you need sometimes.
Yeah, and a difficult one to decide, and we're stuck here in Groundhog Day. As we're going to get, I think, several looks at this play, unfortunately.
And the more times we look at it, I'm just focused on this gentleman with his cap backwards. He's really celebrating that try. You can really see what it means to them.
And after the 20th watching of that replay, I've enjoyed it every single time, you know that. As are the South Africa fans on the hill. There's a lot to analyse there. I'm gonna ask our producer if we can see that just one more time. I didn't feel like we quite saw it enough.
It's like, you know, when you see those social media things, like every time you see this clip you see something different. We just had that in real time. Good to be back with the live play now.
And South Africa with the ball in hand again. They're in the lead now.
Going quite nice and wide on the fly there, just trying to work around. That's the 5th and last. Will they have anything to do here? I wonder if they're aware of that touch count. They seem to be ripping that ball out there to that side. They can't do much with that now. Scotland have a good field position to start on here. What can they do with that? Will they take a strike up the middle? Oh, they won't be able to hold it. They just push that pass a little bit too far out. It's almost like too much of a gift for them. It's too easy. You can see that shove from the South African there saying, go forward, get to the 7, let us strike on the 7, which was great indication from him. They're at that 7 now. What will we see? He's calling those defenders, come up, come to me. And they're ready for the strike. They've got the middle there. Will they be able to dive on that middle again? They've gone to the link. They've gone with the quickie play, but they've gone wide onto the link. They had a well beat there. Lovely attack by the lads. The Scottish defender, did well to try and make the line there, but just pushed up a little bit too hard. No connection with the wing. The wing was still falling back on side, and they worked easily round to the outside of her there.
Yeah, exploiting that near side very well. South Africa. Let's see what Scotland can do. Find themselves 2 down here. Shona White driving her team forward. I feel like they need to answer back now. Scotland in a good field position. Dangerous offload.
Oh. Good effort. I think if they had gotten that ball out the hands a second earlier, South Africa would have been in a very dangerous position there. Lovely setup from them. Nice, easy 32 setup. Hopefully we'll be able to see that again from them being a little bit more successful. They've got the bones, the structure in place there. Oh, South Africa working an away set to the wing here. Interesting. We don't often see this, especially at the junior levels. We usually see that traditional box to the box with every attack and defense set. Lovely to see an away set going like that. They're going to go for the scoop here. He's got the step.
Good defense from Scotland to get the touch.
Stayed nice and square into that touch there. Wasn't fooled at all by the step. Scotland need to hone their basics here. Just make sure they get that go forward with the boxing. Nice injection of pace. Not sure whether that was through the legs. And I don't know if the ref is saying go back and roll that again. Possibly.
I think it might have been a heavy touch.
Okay.
Pace ended up on the floor anyway.
This is exactly what we need to see from Scotland here. Working hard to get to the 7, to get to that strike zone. Losing a bit of momentum here. They need to get a little bit further forward before they can actually do anything with it. Unless they're going for kind of a midfield scoop. And looks like an ML set up there. And that's going to be good. That's going to be a lovely try. Work to the outside of that defender. Lovely reply from Scotland there. Even from quite far out.
Yeah, both teams looking to attack the gender mismatch there. The lads doubling up on that far wing.
And that link unfortunately just got herself totally turned the wrong way. She was unlucky to do that. She was working hard to get back on that line, and Scotland spotted that and exploited it straight away. We've really seen some evasive skills from the South Africans here, trying to step through, step round. They're going to get the odds that they're looking for here. They've got that touch, and they've got 1 or 2 touches to play with, but Scotland are pushing them back. Lovely intensity of defense. Oh, they've got that link up again, and they've gone the other way. Will they get it? Oh. They're going with the 6th touch there. Lovely defense from Scotland.
You wonder if Johnson should have passed it out wide, held on to it for a long time, trying to draw the defender. As we see it here, there's plenty of 2-on-1 situation out wide. Yeah,
he did well to straighten him up there, but I don't know, was he questioning that ball out to wing? Was he questioning whether it was on, whether he'd get it there? I don't know. You could see him thinking about it. Did so well to square up that defender, and then it needed to go at that last minute. Let's see what we get here now. The ref's taking them back to the mark there. Probably no idea, just not a bad idea, just to slow the game down a bit, improve the handling, technicalities from both sides. There's just a try in it at this stage, so if South Africa can get another one here, it will really mean a lot to them. It will really give them the edge. As you were saying earlier, Liam, they've not had any wins yet, so this is their first sniff at a victory. Hopefully they can hold on to it. Saying earlier in the day, I am South African myself, so obviously a little bit biased here.
But we can cheer for both teams in this situation, but yeah, South Africa yet to get a win. They didn't have that draw against Cayman Islands, but would love to get their first win of the tournament in the last round of day 2. Still in pool play here in this mixed 18s round 6. And moving forward with purpose here. Scotland now looking to set up their attack.
Oh, that's a lovely attack from the 14 there.
And South Africa claiming a touch.
Obstruction. That's a call from the ref there.
You can see doing the crossing arms. The signal of that like a crossing in rugby union. Unfortunate for the teams involved. Let's see if they can go again.
Not sure what the call is. Is it a penalty for that obstruction there? He's saying advance off the line. That's one. South Africa trying to rush them there. They did well to hold that ball. Refs trying to regain control of the game here.
Yeah, I think he was half there who picked it up and was touched. This is that earlier obstruction.
It's a difficult call in fairness on behalf of the ref. Like it was tricky. There was a bit of not great body position. Lovely attack from Scotland there, actually. Lovely set up on the ML, and then good awareness of where the space actually was and working to the outside of that. South Africa was just trying to push the boundaries on defence there, and I did think they got in front of each other quite a bit, working all the step options inside and outside, but Scotland closing him down.
Good defence from Scotland. Lewis Forge keeping his balance and getting the touch on the half there.
Lovely fixing of the defender and then looking for that ball out to the side. Great defense by the South African wing there. They're just reaching the halfway now and crossing it, and this is the fourth touch coming. Let's see what they can do with the fifth. Will they set for a scoop given the position on the field that they're in now? Lovely acceleration into that touch, but no half there. Delay on that, and I think that's going to let them down here. Let's see if they are able. Oh, just a pass over the top. What will they be able to do with this? Have I miscounted the touches? It's gone to ground there. I think that could have been fifth and last. That's what was giving that somewhat frenzied passing of the ball.
Going for the flamboyant pass, given it was going to be a turnover regardless. So
yeah, might as well take the risk. Ideally, you want that kind of thing to pay off, but it doesn't always work that way. The South African wing doing really well to disguise that loss of control at the ruck there. I think if she wasn't so quick to the ruck, the ref would have seen that. Scotland are really pushing the intensity of the defence now.
There's a fumble there on the pickup. Costly error for South Africa. This is a good opportunity for Scotland to level things.
Will they go to the box? Yeah, it seems that they will. They just need to get to the box safely. South Africa recognises what this could mean for them, tries to push the intensity of their defence, sending up a single shooter though. Scotland should be looking for those extra check passes through the hands. That would get them the yards that they're looking for. They're coming into fifth now and they're well out away from the line. Oh, unfortunately that ball's gone to ground. Bit of acceleration of pace working around the outside of the defender there. Lovely boxing strategy from South Africa. They're at the halfway, only on the second. Oh, the ref has gone for a turnover over the mark.
We're seeing a few drops of rain coming onto the field now. It's been pretty nice weather conditions so far this weekend. Certainly yesterday was a beautiful day. This morning was quite nice, but the Irish weather just creeping in here. Don't know if it'll have much of an impact on the game, but a bit more slippy the surface and the ball.
Yeah, I think this is maybe where we'll see the disparity between South Africa and Scotland. I know in South Africa we are fearful of the rain and we never train and play in it. So this could be something that could be to the South African 20s detriment, whereas Scotland, I'd say, would be well used to a good old wet
I
weather
think that's
session.
a safe assumption there.
Be interesting to see what happens even just with a little bit of water on the ball and such a close match like this. It's those kind of like small environmental things that actually can be the difference. Scotland obviously looking for a big go forward. They're going to have a number mismatch here. They just need to get that ball out wide. Lovely cover defence from the Scottish 14 there. He could see what the South Africans were at. And they're going for a scoop through. He's taking him short. He's looking for that pass. Will he get it away? Oh, that's just unfortunate that he doesn't get it into the hands there. Lovely scoop through.
Yeah, great attack from South Africa. It was going to be a difficult pass to execute and just inches away from coming down with that one. Scotland need a score here. They're 5 minutes away from the end of the game. Good box there from Scotland, trying to bring it to the middle of the field. Nice inside pass to open things up. That was wild. I think there might have been a hand in the cookie jar there.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that as just a ball down. Oh, they were unlucky to get away with that as a ball down, rather. It was great to see that like extra bit of passing, working those defenders, getting forward, looking for those extra checks, as we've been saying. But I definitely think there was a hand, South African hand in there.
Yeah, that's my interpretation of it as well, but you gotta play to the ref.
That's it.
It's not an easy sport to referee, has to be said.
Not at all. I'm glad I got out of my reffing duties today.
Well, we're delighted to have you in the booth here. Kelsey McGrath, legend of the game.
That's a bosh out. I'm happy to be here, spending my afternoon with you here, Liam.
Yeah, I'll have to get you and Maddie Kennerson in the booth together at some stage. The two chatterboxes here. Delighted to have you joining us. And that, a brilliant cross-field pass. You can see what it means to South Africa. They extend their lead.
And this wing, I think she definitely deserves an honourable mention. She's been doing it all today. Her defence, I think that's number 3 on her back there. Is it a 3 or is it an 8?
I'm going to say it's Caitlin Lee Engelbrecht, number 8.
Let's hope it is. She's been brilliant on defence. She's really been pushing the boundaries on pushing up off that line, getting physical in the touches. And then just to finish off something like that is just the cherry on top of a great game for Caitlin. That was a Scottish foot in the rack there, unfortunately.
Yeah, got to get the fundamentals right. Time ticking away here, and it's not in favour of Scotland. South Africa could be moments away from their first victory of the tournament. Good box here, bringing the fresh legs and just keep that energy up. Don't necessarily have to score here, but want to
just want to hold the ball, and they're going to go for another scoop there. He's gone straight to open side. Always a dangerous thing to do, to go straight on open side if you don't take the player short first. Sometimes it comes off well, depending on what the shape of that roll ball or that dump looks like prior to. Didn't work out for South Africa there. Good to see that kind of intensity. There's that wing that I was talking about earlier, really just increasing the pressure on Scotland there. It's not an easy job out there on that wing, and she's really done it so well.
Yeah, and South Africa doing a job of sending one player up to make the touch.
What we really need to see from Scotland now is those extra check passes, getting those extra yards when South Africa is only sending up that single player like that.
That was a big moment in the game. Felt like Scotland needed a score in that possession. And South Africa just need to play it safe, keep hold of the ball. No need to try anything flashy. If they can eat away a minute off the clock in its possession, that'll be massive.
I think these lads are going to have a good crack at the line, though. They don't look to just be wanting to absorb a touch. We'll see a scoop here again, just going short. It's going to go through all the way, and that's the try that they're looking for. Look at the support on the banks. They're really waving those flags around. They're delighted to see it.
And the crowd goes wild. You feel that could be the finishing punch here for South Africa. Brilliant ball through the hands. And as you said, the crowd stand to applaud this brilliant South African side. Bit of a heavy collision in the middle of the field, but both teams happy to continue, and probably running out of time here. Scotland, we need a miracle to...
Be lovely to see Scotland close out the game with a well set up try here. Working hard to get around the outside there. I don't think there's going to be the space that they're looking for. Interesting approach, given that I think they still had 1 or 2 touches to play with. I'm not actually sure what the touch count is right now.
There's the signal for 5th. So playing for pride here. Can they pull something out of the bag?
And you never know what this is going to mean. I actually have no idea on the table and the standings what this is going to mean tomorrow for either of these teams from a playoff point of view.
Yeah, I think both teams I think in contention of making the winners bracket, but playing for seeding and just, playing for pride as well. That's South Africa's first win of the tournament. Looks like they'll have a victory lap here, just one possession.
They just have to play this penalty out even after the hooter. Is it going to be a single man show? Is he going to go all the way around the outside? He's certainly going to try to. That Scottish defender said.
Putting on a show here for us, but there's the touch. We like the swag anyway. Want to play as much rugby as you can. Final round of the tournament and still giving it their all. Congratulations, South Africa.